All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finale of DSP's Fight and Feast special event. I certainly hope that you guys enjoyed the event. I fooled you by showing you me in a Ken outfit and then showing up as Ryu. We had a great time today. In recap, what did we do? A very special and fun Level 1 podcast. Multiple hardest difficulty runs in games like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which took me 90 minutes to beat, and Street Fighter 3, or Street Fighter Alpha 3, that only took me about 30 minutes to beat. Also, multiple Street Fighter recipes, right? Including fish balls in a curry sauce, as well as chicken bao that didn't really steam properly, but still it was delicious. And then I had a Jersey Mike sub as well. We did a tier maker ranking of all the major fighting game franchises, and I told you the ones that I think are the best versus the worst. And also, we did a 30-man fantasy battle royal, as I'm calling the fighting game Fight for Supremacy. And we had an amazing match. I'm not going to spoil the winner. I strongly recommend you watch that video after the fact if you didn't see it yet. It's really good. But in the meantime, what a day we've had. An insane amount of support. Over 60 new members. Crazy amounts of super chats. Over 300 likes. Right? Oh, yeah, there were some tips during the stream, too. Something like that. So, amazing. Thank you all for an incredibly supportive day. I really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you for that. Cheetah Man actually just re-upped their membership for 6 months. Thank you, Phil. You're welcome, Cheetah Man. I hope you had a good time, everyone. I did my best to try to put together enough variety that the event would be fun all day. I mean, we kept moving between different things, so nothing ever felt like it was lasting too long or getting too played out. I would say, if anything, you know, Super Turbo took 90 minutes, but the fact that the game was cheating so badly, and you could see me get so frustrated when I was trying to beat it, was kind of entertaining. So everyone who's here for different things kind of got what they were looking for, correct? So we have a little bit of extra time. We'll do a little bit of Q&A. I am looking to do a final recipe tonight. My wife is likely working on it, so I'm just going to chill with you guys for a little bit until that last one's ready, okay? Let's see what you guys want to talk about. Rugal says, what a day. I knew it would be fun. Me too. I knew it was going to be a special day. I had a great day with all you guys. Felix DeMate says, be sure to tell your wife she's an amazing woman for helping with the marathon. Indeed, I will. I think she knows. She watched a lot of this. She was watching me try the recipes. Can we get a free shot? Absolutely not. You're not getting any free shots tonight. It's insane. Is the new drink an alcoholic drink? No, it is not, actually. I can spoil that. It is not an alcoholic drink. It's a perfect drink to end the night, though. Willow, I will not see you tomorrow. Sounds all right. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Mr. Whisker says, this was everything I hoped for and more. There you go. Can I ban 672? No, I cannot. No, I did not create those wrestlers. That would have taken insane amounts of time and effort. Those are created wrestlers that people have put out over the course of the year and a half. WWE 2K22 was out, and you can get those off the community yourself. If you search for them, they're in the community creations right now. Yes, it is official. The Ryu headband can be in the rotation after today. However, I will say something. You may have noticed something today. Did you notice something a little different about today? A little different? Did you notice something a little different? Yeah, before I actually started streaming today, I washed my hair right before the stream. And the reason I did that is because I knew if I washed my hair was going to be puffy, and it was going to look good with the headband. Can you imagine if I had my usual hair that's combed back, you know, with you know, it's kind of, you know, slicked back? With the headband, it probably wouldn't have looked that good. So, sadly, I'll say this. Yes, I could put the headband in the rotation, but understand that it may not look as good. This looks good because my hair is in its puffy state, so it kind of looks like a natural puffiness with the headband, but it probably won't look good on a normal day because on a normal day, my hair is more slicked back. So, I would literally have to wash my hair before every stream, right before the stream, for it to look this good. Can the gloves be in the rotation? No. It's too hard to play games with these. It is. Like, it's actually annoying. I was going to, and then I tried. I was like, oh, it's kind of annoying, so I had to take them off. It's cool now to pose or whatever. It's fine. But it just doesn't feel comfortable to be wearing these gloves. I would like to say shout out to Jinx, but Jinx has been gone for a bit. They had actually said earlier, that's why they did that giant tip at the end of, you know, when they were tipping there. They basically said they were going to be busy and they weren't going to be able to talk anymore. And they wanted to do like a giant Hail Mary tip, which they did, which is why you see a $400 tip here. But thank you, Jinx. Obviously, insane amount of money contributed to the stream. Everyone else who contributed today as well, thank you also very, very much. Yes, the gi has a belt. I showed it earlier. I'm going to show it again. I showed it at the very beginning of the stream. It's a black belt with some cool kanji on it. And I guess people looked it up, and they said that the kanji stood for, like, wood, wind, fire, and mountain or something like that, which is kind of cool. They were saying traditionally that's also what Ryu says. So, there you go. Ken the Boss says, if I grew out my hair further and I always wore it this way, I could have an Elvis impersonation. Maybe that's why I don't want to do that. I don't know. Right? Okay. Ooh. Eyes is going to handband be a new reward tier. Right, we already answered this question. Derek, have a good night. Thanks for chilling today. Usagi Jojo says the Japanese is pronounced Furin Kazan. That's how you pronounce the characters. Furin Kazan. It's upside down. Furin Kazan. I can't fit it on camera. Furin Kazan. There you go. No plans of playing Dead Island 2. Why would you even ask me that? Why would I? What a random question. It's the Street Fighter Fight and Feast Marathon event. Are you playing Dead Island 2? Also, am I going to, completely rewire a 1976 Buick? No. I'm not doing that either. No. Oh my god, excuse me. Whew! Guitar player has re-upped his membership for 23 months. He says, I like having these kind of marathons. Me too. I really like these kind of marathons. I enjoy them. And I hope that you guys enjoy them as well. I like the themes are neat, especially when it's a timed theme. Like this is pertinent to Street Fighter 6 coming out in a couple of weeks. We have to think of a new event for next month. Would you guys like another themed marathon like this? Would you guys prefer a long-form React event over on DSP Reacts? Right? What do you want to see? It's really, what we're going to see is dependent on you guys. So you guys got to let me know what exactly it is that you want to see, and we'll start talking about it in the next couple of days so we can start planning that event for probably late June. Okay? Okay. The person who's been banned says they sent me an email. Thanks. You can stop tipping me now to say that. You look like an angry pug just did a super chat. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. What a nice thing to say. By the way, if you're going to email me, you should include your YouTube channel in it. I can't unban you without your YouTube channel. You literally emailed me without your YouTube channel, so now you have to email me again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All day this person asked me to unban them, then they email me without their YouTube channel. It's like talking to the wall, right? It's like, hi, I have a pet mouse. Not a real mouse. I have this pet mouse. Hello, pet mouse. How are you today? Oh, look, I got more answer out of the mouse than I got out of the guy who's been emailing me all day to get fucking unbanned. It's unbelievable. Wow. No, I'm never getting high on stream. You're not going to get high with Phil's stream. That's not happening. I don't know what a good stick for PS5 is because I don't use any modern stick on PS5. My stick is the Hori Real Arcade Pro, what is it, 2, 3? It's from 100 years ago. It's the one that came out for the beta of Street Fighter 5. That's how old my joystick is for PlayStation. And I have no active plans on playing Street Fighter 6 with it, so I couldn't tell you what's a good joystick for it. Lord Prince Albert did a super chat, says, would you wear a Master Roshi costume for stream? I'd have to wear a bald cap, I guess. I don't know how that would work. I don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe someday if I go bald, I'll be Master Roshi. Who knows, right? Jack Tangwai has become a channel member. Thank you to Jack for the membership. I appreciate that very, very much. Ugh. If you can't tell, I'm starting to get tired from not only the length of this marathon, but also I had an incredible amount of shots. The good news is, like I said, I started drinking relatively early, like between 11 and 12. But then I was eating all day, so it's kind of negated it. But it does make me kind of sleepy. Okay. Will I shave my head and keep it simple? Probably not. Will I ever do an outside stream again? Probably not. Mateo, you have a good night. Alex says, have you ever been arrested for anything when you were younger? I've never been arrested. I've been detained, but I've never been arrested. There you go. Never been arrested, never been convicted. Only detained. There you go. Is this the end of the event? Technically, yes. If my wife makes the final recipe, then we'll have that. Okay? Okay. There we go. The guy still didn't email me. I was thinking he was going to email me. He didn't email me. Whatever. Overpowered Booze is the Summer of Retro Marathon? I don't know. Again, I feel like I like these events. I don't know if we should do a long form react next month where we watch like a documentary all day, or if we do another themed event like this where it's a combination of gameplay and vlogging or react content or tier maker stuff. Like, I'm down for whatever. But I just want to be sure that we start talking about it and we plan it out so that we have it, you know, we can promote it and everything. You know, either for late June or early July, right? Maybe we could do a 4th of July Independence event. But what would we do for an Independence Day event? I have no idea. Mark likes Chun-Li in the Street Fighter 6 Open Beta. Well, good for you, Mark. I'm glad you're liking her. Is there a reason? What did I get detained for? I told you there's the million times the story of I was in college. We're having a dorm party in our room. My roommates in all their wisdom brought weed. I knew there was liquor, but they brought weed, which I didn't even know that they had weed or where it was because I didn't smoke weed at that time. It was just them. But they brought weed to the party. And then the fire alarm got pulled. The entire place had to be evacuated. And what ended up happening was a couple girls had passed out in the room. And when they do the checks, when the fire alarm goes off, they check the room for people. They saw the girls passed out in the room. So they got the girls out of the room. But then, of course, they held us responsible for it because the girls were passed out in there. So they had to do a room search. And they're searching the room for weed and drugs and everything. And basically the cops detained us. And then they questioned us separately. And, you know, I was just like, you know, I answered honestly as I could when they separated us or whatever, but they never found any weed in the room. I told you the story where we knew where the weed was. The weed was actually hidden in a PC, one of my roommate's PCs. They'd actually had it in the case. We opened the case, it was sitting in the PC somewhere. And the cop, I guess, was like looking around for the weed. And I distinctly remember the cop like messing with the PC and a piece of weed like falling onto the floor. And the cops stepped right on it and didn't even notice. It was just like a bud. A bud like fell out of the PC onto the floor. And he was walking around. He just went and stepped right on it and never found it. He just walked out of the room with the bud on his fucking boot or whatever. He's an idiot. I remember that distinctly. I was like, you couldn't make it up. I'm like, yeah, it's like a comedy story. I know. It really happened. But, yeah, basically, you know, they never found the drugs. Because they never found any drugs, we didn't get really into too much trouble. They basically told us if we ever catch you again with anything in the room, you know, liquor, anything, you're expelled. And I was like, well, I guess that's it for the partying. And what ended up happening was we basically didn't live on campus anymore after that. We all kind of moved off campus. And my two roommates quit. They quit college. They actually went on and did other shit with their lives. They never even continued college. I'm the only one who kept going. I know, Ken the Boss is funny enough now, weed is really not a big deal anymore. I know, back then it was like, you know, end all be all. Oh my God, weed at a college dorm? This is over 20 years ago. All right, so I'm being told that the final recipe is going to be ready in just a couple minutes. So let's wrap up this little bit of Q&A. All right, and then we're going to have the third and final recipe here on the stream to wrap up the event, okay? I received a $4.20 tip from Donnie Watts. He says, thank you for your continued awesome content. If I were to become a member over on DSP Reacts, is there a tier that makes sure you react to a video I send in? Ultra tier. When you're an ultra tier member, you are guaranteed to get your video watched on the show 4 times essentially, because it's 4 weeks in a month since you get your membership. So yeah, you get 4 videos watched for being an ultra member over there. And he says, thank you, brother. Wish you and your family the best. Thank you, Donnie Watts. Very nice of you. Thank you for the tip. And thank you for considering being an Ultra member over there. That is awesome of you. Okay. Why can't I type this? I seriously can't do it. There we go. I couldn't get it done. All right. No, I missed Willow's question. I've been to a tall building. Yes, I've been to many tall buildings. What's the most obscure factoid I know about a Street Fighter character? I'm really not a huge buff of Street Fighter lore. I know basics about the characters from like Street Fighter 2, you know, in Alpha, and a little bit about Street Fighter 3, and that's it. I was never a big lore guy. Back then in the 90s, no one gave two shits about Street Fighter lore. We cared about playing the games competitively. It wasn't until later when Street Fighter started getting so lore heavy with the backgrounds of the characters and their likes, their dislikes, their pet peeves, and this and that. You know what I mean? No one really talked about that stuff, so I don't really know if I know too much obscure about Street Fighter characters. If you ask me about a certain one, I could tell you what I know about them, but I don't know, you know, anything specific, you know, what would be a super obscure reference. I don't know. Am I full from all the food? I'm pretty full. Good thing is this last thing is a drink, so it'll be a good way to end the night. Will there be a special Memorial Day stream? It's just going to be a regular stream for me. Nothing special. You wish there were female characters in the Battle Royale we did? Yeah, they don't do cross-gender stuff in WWE games. They don't let you do that. For some odd reason, it's not allowed. No, I've never gone anywhere in Street Fighter cosplay. Arkham, your tier list will happen in September. I don't exactly know how it's going down yet because that's months away. We have to plan it. I received another $1 tip. It says, from a troll, I'll just ignore it. So someone is actually joking about being a troll when they're not. Reiterating what I would say if it was a tip from a troll, saying, oh, it's a troll, just ignore it. So there you go. Very nice. Okay. No, this is far from the biggest night I've ever had, support-wise. We've had nights where I've had hundreds upon hundreds of memberships gifted in once. I've had, $2,000 tips. It's definitely ranking up there. It's basically the biggest, most supportive day I've had in years. That's for sure. And I really, really appreciate it. Jinx, who's not here, they took off early. Thank you, Jinx, for your insane amount of support today. Thanks to everyone else who was here to engage, to support this marathon event. It was a very special one. It was a neat one. I had a ton of fun. I hope that you guys did too. Okay. All right, so I think we're going to adjourn this special vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. We're not done yet because we still have one more recipe to taste. But in the meantime, guys, thank you. And hope you enjoyed the event.